Revelation 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit. The word key here is having reference to knowledge and authority. And a great chain in his hand. This is instruction given to the angel by the Spirit and the bride. Revelation 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan. And they bound him 1,000 years. Matthew 16, 19. Jesus said, I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So he said, I'm going to give you the keys, the authority, and the knowledge of what I have and what I've done. And then you bind by your words, and then I'll bind it in heaven. What you bind on earth should be bound in heaven. Your high priest, Jesus, is going to repeat your words. Where those two come into an agreement, when you and your high priest come into an agreement, then things happen. The angels operate at his word, but it begins with you. In Psalms 149, 8 and 9, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. John 14, 12, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go to my Father. The greater works is for the church to eliminate the demonic activity in the earth, to finish what Jesus started. In Romans 8, 19, 21, for the earnest expectation of the creature means creation, as in the earth, waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature or the creation was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope, because the creature, the creation itself, also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. So creation itself groans, it says, waiting for redemption, waiting for the demonic activity to be cast out of her, as well as people. Revelation 20, verse 3. And it cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations, which were fallen angels, no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. One of the reasons he has to be loosed at the end of the millennium is because of Josiah's action as a king of Judah. In Ecclesiastes 3:15 it says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requires that which is past. So he requires, when the pattern is set, that's what he requires. That's why Jesus had to fulfill the law, because it represented him. He said, I didn't come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. I am the Lamb. Everything the law did, it was a natural illustration of a spiritual concept. And so the kings of Israel were very important in how they acted and what they did, good or bad. It had a direct bearing on the spiritual atmosphere and giving the devil the right to operate in the church ages. Solomon's son, Rehoboam, he divided Israel. It was a united kingdom until he came along, and he was the fourth king, the first of Judah, the fourth in the line of Israel. And he divided Israel, the northern tribes and southern tribes. Well, that is what gave the devil the right to come in the fourth generation, the Thyatira church age, the dark ages in our world history, and come against the church. That gave him that authority because of what Rehoboam did. Revelation 20, verse 4. I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. 1 Peter 1:23, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of God, which liveth and abideth forever. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit. You are a spirit, you live in a body, and you got a soul. Your soul is your mind, will, and emotions. Well, if you take the sword of the Spirit and you divide the soul from the spirit, you have been beheaded. It's a picture, it's a natural illustration of the spiritual concept. Revelation 20, verse 4. And which had not worshipped the beast, the spirit of destruction. That's what the word beast means. It means destruction. Neither his image, vain imaginations. Neither had received his mark, this badge of servitude, upon their forehead, their mind, will, and emotions, or in their hands, their strength. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Revelation 20, verse 5. But the rest of the dead, these fallen angels, lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. We'll see in verse 7, Satan loosed. This is the first resurrection. the rapture, the second coming, all one event. Revelation 20, verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death, eternal separation, the lake of fire, Revelation 20, verse 14 we'll cover, hath no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Revelation 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Revelation 20, verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations, the fallen angels loosed with Satan, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. This is identical. This is a spiritual battle. It's not a literal battle. It's revival. It's a repeat of the former and latter rain revival that we're getting ready to go into. This is Ezekiel 38. When you read Ezekiel 38, it don't tell you when that battle takes place, but Revelation does. Revelation just got through telling you. It has when Satan's loosed at the end of the millennium. Revelation 20, verse 9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and passed the camp of the saints, just the millennium church, about in their beloved city. And fire, tongues of fire, Spirit and the bride, instruction, came down from God out of heaven and devoured. It took away the dominion of them, the fallen angels. You want to take away the devil's dominion? Truth takes away his power. His power is lies. And the only power he's got is if somebody will repeat his lies. That's it. If you don't talk his lies, he has no power. He has no authority. If you talk his lies, that gives him power on winds of doctrine and travels. Revelation 20, verse 10. And the devil, Satan, that deceived them, fallen angels, was cast with the fallen angels at the white throne judgment, Revelation 20, verse 14, into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast, the spirit of destruction, Revelation 19:20, and the false prophet, this lying spirit, Revelation 19:20, are and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. These are the three spirits, unclean spirits, revealed in Revelation 16 that we covered last week or so, and it named them. It was a spirit, the dragon, the devil. It was a false prophet, a lying spirit, and it was a spirit of destruction called the beast. Revelation 20, verse 11. I saw a great white throne, Spirit and the bride, and him, Jesus, that sat on it, and whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them, the fallen angels. Revelation 3, verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me, Jesus said, in my throne. So where he's sitting, we're sitting. If he's sitting at the white throne, we're there with him. Even as I also overcame and sat down with my Father in his throne. John 14:20. And at that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye are in me, and I in you. 1 Corinthians 6:3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? That's what we're doing there with Jesus. We're going to judge angels, good and bad angels. We're going to give them rewards. Revelation 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, these fallen angels, small angels that left their first estate, and great, the angels that kept their first estate, stand before God. And the books were open, plural. This is a book of remembrance, Malachi 3:16. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. Well, there's two different books. There's a book of remembrance, and there's a book of life. The Lamb's book of life of Revelation 13:8. And the dead, these fallen angels, were judged out of those things which were written in the books, plural, the book of remembrance, according to their works. Your rewards are based on your works. Salvation's a free gift, but rewards are based on what you do. If you don't do it, you don't get a reward. Revelation 20:13, and the sea, people, gave up the dead, the fallen angels, the tares, which were in it, and death, Satan, Revelation 6:8, and hell, of the fallen angels, Revelation 6:8, delivered up the dead, people, which were in them. Remember, God said, come out of her, church, my people, come out of her. Come out of agreement with the devil. Come out of her kingdom. Quit talking his talk, which were in them, Satan's kingdom. And they, fallen angels, were judged, every man, both angels that left their first estate and angels that kept their first estate, according to their works. Revelation 22:12. And behold, I come quickly. My reward is with me to give every man, every human being, all the people, according to his work shall be. So we're going to get our rewards when he comes back. These rewards are at the white throne judgment. And there were the angels that left their first estate and the angels that kept their first estate. Revelation 20, verse 14, and death, Satan, and hell, fallen angels, were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Revelation 20, 15, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.